347. Believers and their need of belief. How much faith a person requires in order to flourish, how much fixed opinion he requires which he does not wish to have shaken, because he holds himself thereby, is a measure of his power, or more plainly speaking, of his weakness. Most people in old Europe, as it seems to me, still need Christianity at present, and on that account it still finds belief. For such is man, a theological dogma might be refuted to him 1,000 times, provided, however, that he had need of it. He would again and again accept it as true, according to the famous proof of power, of which the Bible speaks. Some have still need of metaphysics, but also the impatient longing for certainty, which at present discharges itself in scientific, positivist fashion among large numbers of the people. The longing by all means to get at something stable, while on account of the warmth of the longing the establishing of the certainty is more leisurely and negligently undertaken. Even this is still the longing for a hold, a support, in short, the instinct of weakness, which, while not actually creating religions, metaphysics, and convictions of all kinds, nevertheless preserves them. In fact, around all these positivist systems there fume the vapours of a certain pessimistic gloom, something of weariness, fatalism, disillusionment, and fear of new disillusionment, or else manifest animosity, ill-humour, anarchic exasperation, and whatever there is of symptom or masquerade of the feeling of weakness. Even the readiness with which our cleverest contemporaries get lost in wretched corners and alleys, for example in Vatalandere, so I designate jingoism called Chauvinisme in France and Deutsch in Germany, or in pretty aesthetic creeds in the manner of Parisian naturalism, which only brings into prominence and uncovers that aspect of nature which excites simultaneously disgust and astonishment. They like at present to call this aspect le vérité vraie, or in nihilism, in the St. Petersburg style, that is to say, in the belief in unbelief, even to martyrdom for it. This shows always and above all the need of belief, support, backbone, and buttress. Belief is always most desired, most pressingly needed, where there is a lack of will. For the will, as a motion of command, is the distinguishing characteristic of sovereignty and power. That is to say, the less a person knows how to command, the more urgent is his desire for one who commands sternly. A god, a prince, a caste, a physician, a confessor, a dogma, a party conscience. From whence perhaps it could be inferred that the two world religions, Buddhism and Christianity, might well have had the cause of their rise, and especially of their rapid extension, in an extraordinary malady of the will. And in truth it has been so. Both religions lighted upon a longing monstrously exaggerated by malady of the will, for an imperative, a thou shalt, a longing going the length of despair. Both religions were teachers of fanaticism in times of slackness of willpower, and thereby offered to innumerable persons a support, a new possibility of exercising will, an enjoyment in willing. For in fact, fanaticism is the sole volitional strength to which the weak and irresolute can be excited, as a sort of hypnotizing of the entire sensory intellectual system, in favour of the overabundant nutrition, hypertrophy, of a particular point of view and a particular sentiment, which then dominates. The Christian calls it his faith. When a man arrives at the fundamental conviction that he requires to be commanded, he becomes a believer. Reversely, one could imagine a delight in a power of self-determining, and a freedom of will whereby a spirit could bid farewell to every belief, to every wish for certainty, accustomed as it would be to support itself on slender cords and possibility, and to dance even on the verge of abysses. Such a spirit would be the free spirit par excellence.